What's up? It's Rex. Let's see what's happening out there in cryptocurrency space. Okay, so one of our top stories today is how many Bitcoins are there? There are 2,350,656 Bitcoin yet left to mine. That is nothing. So what this means is there's really very little left to mine. There are only 900 Bitcoin that are produced each day, and there are whales. It's feeding time for the whales. The whales are constantly feeding these days. And this is a pretty new phenomenon. This is like in the last year is when the big whales sort of moved into town, came into the bay and started eating all the fish, right? And the fish are you, little retail investors or small mom and pops or just, kids in college looking for a way to invest some of their money they got from their student loans or whatever, or their government checks that are coming in. These whales are constantly feeding. If you ever seen a humpback whales feeding, and they all sort of move around in a circle and then they get underneath the fish and then they all start blowing bubbles everywhere and coming up, and then all the little fish start freaking out and going in the middle, and then all the whales come up and eat all the fish. Well, that's us. I will never, ever sell my Bitcoin, and neither should you ever. Hang on to it forever. And then when it's time and you need some money, that's when you borrow against it. Get a loan against that Bitcoin eventually. You never pay taxes on it. You hang on to it forever. The whales can keep feeding whatever they want with all the other terrified little minnows who keep barfing up their Bitcoin to them. And you don't have to worry about that because you are a hodler, which means holding on for dear life. And that's what all of us are doing. I don't care if you're an experienced crypto trader or if you're a Bitcoin enthusiast from 2009, or if you're just a Bitginner, just get in and hang on. Sorry about that. You need to just choked on my own excitement there. I get so thrilled sometimes when I talk about Bitcoin and hanging on to it forever. So just hang on to your Bitcoin. That's the smart thing to do. So let's take a look at these whales and see what's going on with these guys. This shows a picture of some whales. I guess that's what they look like in the ocean, but in the cryptocurrency space, they look more like CEOs and then, executives from giant companies and kings and sheiks, some Middle Eastern country. And it's worldwide, like cryptocurrency. Bitcoin for sure is like everywhere. It's not just I live in the United States, so it's not just here, and it's not just the UK, and it's not just Australia or South America. Or Canada. It's like everywhere. So just think about that. Every giant whale, and a whale is somebody who's buying a bunch of Bitcoin, right? That's somebody who's either a corporate CEO buying it for their treasury, or it's just that same person who's buying it for their own personal use, and they are buying as much as they possibly can. And those people are everywhere, and they are buying every single day. Anytime we hear about one corporation that's decided to buy for their treasury, or some new famous person who says, hey, guess what? I'm into Bitcoin. The guys in Shark Tank who are constantly saying, I don't like Bitcoin. It's not a good thing. Stay out of that. I don't understand it. It turns out they were buying Bitcoin back in 2017. Anytime you hear about one, that means there's 100 you're not hearing about or more that are buying in a big way. So the whales are buying, and they're buying big. It's interesting. It says big Bitcoin buyers don't hesitate. And that is true. Corporate CEOs work their way to the top. They've come up with some big idea, and they've gone through all manner of pain and suffering to get their company up to a place where it's a multi-million-dollar or multi-billion-dollar corporation. These guys, they are able to make quick decisions. They are very clear on where they're going. When they're clear on where they're going, their desired outcome, where they expect to go, they are able to make very quick decisions. Look at anything that comes to them. They will know immediately, yes, it fits into where I'm planning on going, or no, absolutely 100% does not fit into it. And I would suggest that probably 98% of those things that are pitched to them, they go, nope, not for me. Thank you. And now suddenly they're looking at this thing, Bitcoin, which goes up 200% a year. They understand value when they see it. And so they see Bitcoin all of a sudden is like, wow, corporations really just came into this market like a year ago. Haven't been around very long. It's kind of a new phenomenon, all these whales jumping into Bitcoin. And that was because the government started printing money like crazy. Heads of corporations are looking at this stuff going, wait, so you're debasing the currency, and now my money is worth nothing. There is no place to put my cash and get any kind of a return. And so now I'm just watching the business I've worked my ass off to create over my entire lifetime, and I'm watching it, devalue and devalue. And I'm sure there's lots and lots of other companies and heads who are looking at this going, wait, this is amazing. I need to be in on this business. And so now they're, they make decisions quickly. They already know they want in. And now they have to go through all the red tape and the nonsense of trying to convince all the, morons in their companies and their accountants that this is a good idea, who don't understand anything about anything. And I'm sure lots of those guys are not waiting for the company, people involved in their corporation to rubber stamp it and give them the green light to go ahead and start investing the treasury into Bitcoin. These people are just automatically going out and buying for themselves immediately. So they're like a double whale, right? So that's a two-headed whale. You got some CEO head who's probably got, millions and millions of dollars himself liquid. And now he's going, hey, I'm going to just shift all that money out of bonds and stocks and all this other stuff or whatever I've got going on. I'm going to start allocating some of that over towards Bitcoin. The point here, I guess, if there is one, aside from me just ranting on, we'll call this segment the Rex rant. I guess the point would be hang on to your Bitcoin. These are all the companies that have money invested, like their treasuries or their corporate funds invested into Bitcoin. And this list really was probably like 5 names a year ago. The list goes on and on and on and on of all these companies that are big corporations that are putting just like millions and millions of dollars into Bitcoin. They are also investing their own personal funds in addition to their corporate funds into Bitcoin and probably some other cryptos. All these whales are in and they want your Bitcoin and don't give it to them. Let's see what's next. Women are getting more and more into Bitcoin. It's just sort of like a duh, that's sort of obvious, news, but women are now much more into cryptocurrency than they were before. I don't know if you can see this picture or not. If you're just listening to me, then it's a couple of pretty girls, and they're looking at kind of like a window display of shiny Bitcoins in the window, and they're looking at them like they would be looking at shoes and excited about them, or if they were looking at rings or something, or if I was looking at pastries or donuts. That's what they're looking at. That's how they look. The same way I look when I look at a display of donuts or pastries or something. Or muffins. Ooh, fresh baked muffins. Yeah, that's what I like. And they're looking at that like that's how they're looking at the Bitcoin shiny display here. Anyhow, they're all excited about it because let's see if we can find a couple of these numbers. What are the numbers? Okay, Gemini Report says that investments in cryptocurrency has surged by 20%. Female in the United Kingdom, it's surged by 40%. Of the investors are now women. eToro did a report or something, and they said women's signups have increased by 366%. So more women are getting into cryptocurrency, which I think is great because I like the ladies anywhere they want to be. So I think that's great. Hello, ladies. Welcome to cryptocurrency. All right, what's next? Here's an article that talks about a cannabis company called Bitcana that supports cannabis companies that are looking for, ways to deal with the cash flow of the business and this kind of stuff. It did sort of spark my mind, and I'm thinking, oh man, yeah, of course, cannabis is huge, and it's just such a massive, massive industry, health-wise and party-wise. You can now take THC-laden gummy bears and cookies and suckers, and it's just, I don't do any of that at all myself, but my friends do, and I support that. I think it's really great. And I know people that are into the cannabis industry and different levels of it. Some are just happy users, and some are like producing the biomass that creates all the products that turn into the gummy bears or the CBD products and this kind of stuff. And, the cannabis industry has always had this problem with cash flow. There's a lot of banks that don't want to take the cash. They don't want to have anything to do with them. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking cryptocurrency totally makes sense for these cannabis companies. People could just trade in cryptocurrency, right? So you buy your product with cryptocurrency, and then they deposit the cryptocurrency into their wallet, and that's it. Right. So that's pretty simple. I'm sure there's a lot more regulation around it besides just that. But it used to be they just deal with lots of cash. Now, if their customers are involved in cryptocurrencies, they could accept multiple different cryptocurrencies. Cannabis and crypto are perfectly matched and totally make sense as far as I can tell. And so that is the cannabis news. What's next? Okay, one more thing on the topic of the whales and the feeding frenzy and how they like to eat and feed on the minnows, barfing up all their Bitcoin. This is a chart. So these are the purchases. This shows as the Bitcoin value goes up, the purchases go down. So these are the, $5 and less and $100 and less and $5,000 and less and $10,000 and less. As the Bitcoin price is going up, their purchases are going down, 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 down. But as the Bitcoin price goes up, 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 who's purchasing? It's the whales. It's the million to $1.5 million and the million or $100 million purchases. That's who's going up, and they're going right in tandem. As the value in Bitcoin goes up, these guys, as the value goes up, they want to spend more because now it becomes more appealing because it's more legitimate, it's more protected. You've got all these giant corporations now becoming involved in Bitcoin and excited about it. And those are the people that are going to be protecting Bitcoin. They're going to be, pushing their money into protecting it, into writing the laws and lobbying for it. So now it's reached that legitimate space just in like the last year is when all this really started just pumping and pumping. So just so you know, as all the small retail investors are selling and hiding and getting out and not buying, the big investors are buying. That's when they're going in heavy and they're bringing their big money in. As the price goes up, they buy more. They just keep buying more and more and more, regardless of the price. Something to think about. So now I want to talk about plastics. The future is now plastics when it relates to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin specifically. So I saw this article and it says a major Swiss retailer is set to debut a Bitcoin gift card. So you can give the gift of Bitcoin to somebody. You go to the retailer and you buy a gift card, I guess, and the gift card has Bitcoin on it. And then you give that to somebody and say, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy birthday, Happy graduation, whatever. And you give them a gift card that has Bitcoin on it. And hopefully they never spend it. They hold it forever. They don't barf it up. Bitcoin gift cards are coming to a major Swiss retailer, which is good. But it also reminded me that there's other plastics going on. And here's a couple of that I am aware of and have signed up for, but don't have yet. Blockfi has they're coming out with a Visa, and it's a regular Visa, just like what you're used to right now. You pay just the way you normally do any other Visa card that you use, and you buy things just the way you buy anything else with a Visa card. But you know how you get cash rewards or something like that, like you use a credit card and you get some sort of 1% of all your purchases back. Now you'll actually get Bitcoin, like a 1.5% back in Bitcoin on every purchase. Let's say you spend $1,000 in a month on your credit card and then you pay it off immediately. These will be screwing you just like every single credit card. Hopefully you don't have to carry a balance on your credit card. And as long as you don't do that, but you just spend on it like crazy, do $1,000 a month that you spend on normal stuff, you get cash back in the form of Bitcoin. So it's a automatic savings plan. And it's a way to build up an actual asset. So it's not just getting more, you're giving them fiat and getting fiat back. Now you're giving them fiat and you're getting Bitcoin back, and it's going in your savings. So if you make, let's say you do spend $1,000 and you get 1,000 times 1.5% at $15. Okay. So $1,000, you spend that. And if you do that, 12 times a year, that's times, I can almost do it, $225 in an annual basis of Bitcoin that you get. And if that goes up 200% over the next year or two, or 3 or 4 or 5, it's substantial. Take that out 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. And then here's another one. This is a debit card. And on this debit card, you earn Bitcoin when you use it. So again, you spend it's basically like, using it. But I like this one because it's got the actual Bitcoin logo on it. That was pretty cool on the Visa. It's actually got the big Bitcoin logo on it in right next to the Visa logo. This one's also a pretty cool looking card. And it is, you earn Bitcoin on it. And this is the foldapp.com /card. And maybe I'll put some affiliate links, if those are such a thing, in the description below. And then you can sign up with those and I'll get some money and I'll put it into Bitcoin in honor of you. Okay, so I'm not going to go into it too deeply, but there's a lot of different ways to earn. They have these spinning awards and you get Amazon rewards and you get all kinds of other stuff. So there's different ways to win or just be awarded Bitcoin when you purchase, earn Bitcoin on everything. So you have to join a wait list. So just go on to that website and join the wait list. And someday you might actually get the Fold Bitcoin debit card. And then also go on to Blockfi.com and get the sign up for the wait list for the Bitcoin Visa. All right, so that's pretty cool. Plastics. The future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is plastics. So let's talk about cryptocurrency exchanges and what they're worth. Coinbase is about ready to do their IPO, and they've been valued at nearly $100 billion. So right away, that increases the value of all the cryptocurrency exchanges, because if Coinbase, which is obviously one of the biggest there is, has 100 billion valuation, then what is Kraken worth and what is Binance worth? What are they all worth now? If you've got Coinbase at a value of 100 billion, you're going to have all these different valuations for cryptocurrency exchanges that will be pinned against this one. So they'll go, well, if they're 100 billion, then we're at least 50 billion, or we're at least 10 billion, or half of 500 million or whatever. So now they have some way to compare their value to a value of an actual cryptocurrency exchange, and we'll all know what the actual value is as soon as they do their initial public offering. Here's an article about the number of Bitcoin held on exchanges crashed 20% in 12 months. So what that means is all the whales are buying all the Bitcoin, and then they're pulling them off the exchanges and putting them in their cold storage wallets. And if you give them your cryptocurrency, if you give them your Bitcoin, they will move it into their cold storage wallet and you will never see it again. So let's not do that. I mean, I'm not giving you any kind of investment advice at all. I'm definitely not qualified to do that by any means. I'm just qualified to talk to you like this, because that's what I like to do. But in terms of giving you investment advice, don't listen to me. Don't ever listen to me. But I will tell you what I'm doing, which is holding on to Bitcoin forever. And if you get some extra money, even if it's $20 or $100, and you think you're not going to need it for a while, well, what I do is I put it into Bitcoin, because I know that cash is going to be continually like, falling and dying and crashing and burning. But the Bitcoin is going to be maintaining its strength, and it's going to continue to move up and up and up. Even if it takes a dip, it's still stronger than the fiat currency. So I'd rather just have it sitting in there. If it's going to sit in a bank account or a savings account, what I do is I put it into Bitcoin and let it just sit there. And that's worked really, really well. This is interesting. It's a breaking news that a Norwegian giant Aker ASA floats. I think that's the name of it. Aker ASA floats to invest in Bitcoin, buys 1,170 Bitcoin worth 58. I mean, the news here is that some Norwegian giant Aker ASA floats, or whatever it's called, is buying Bitcoin. And I believe they are an energy company. They are a oil company. So this is an oil company, not a tech company. It's an oil company. It's an energy company that is also shifting their money into Bitcoin. And anytime you hear about one of these, there are literally 100 you're not hearing about. And these guys just bought $58 million worth of Bitcoin. And there's just so many of these guys out there just doing that. So hang on to your Bitcoin. What else do we got? Elon Musk is hyping up Dogecoin again, hoisting. I don't know, hoisting. That means lifting up, to lift, to elevate, to take from one lower level to a higher level is what hoisting means, or to pull as into hoist. Okay. Anyhow, so he's saying things. And what did he say? What he said something like Doge spelled backwards is EGOD. I don't even know what is an EGOD. I don't know. Is there such a thing as an EGOD? Let's look it up. Let's see what the great Google knows. So the Urban Dictionary says that an EGOD is someone that's just better than everyone in every way possible. And then there's this little little graphic of a Dogecoin doggy in a rocket sled. I guess he's just EGODing through the nation and across the planet in his rocket sled, or rocket plane, or whatever he's got going on there. So someone who's better than everyone in every way possible. That is an EGOD. And apparently Elon feels that is what Dogecoin is. So cool, whatever. In taco news, it's actually EFT news, NFT news, non-fungible tokens. So a non-fungible token, if you're not aware, if you're just a beginner, is or even if you're not, because it's like when did this even become a thing? Like all of a sudden it was like nothing, and then it was everything. It just like just exploded overnight. Where NFTs, I think it was that artist, I don't feel like looking him up, but he sold some of his artwork for millions of dollars at an NFT auction. And then I think maybe that's what blew it up, because it just got crazy after that. Suddenly everybody's into NFTs. An NFT is like digital artwork that you can sell, like a piece of art online, and you can create 5 of them or 10 of them, and then you attach a token to it, put it on the crypto on the blockchain, and then it can't be replicated, and it's substantiated and it's validated and everything else. So if you're into electronic art, which, you know, some people say, well, that's ridiculous. Why would I want electronic art or electronic baseball trading card or whatever? You can turn anything into an NFT. The creator of Twitter turned the very first tweet that he did into an NFT. And right now it's being bid up by a few people in that tweet as an NFT, which you can go on, you can read it, you can look at it, you can see it just the way they can see it. But for some reason, because it's an NFT, they have sort of ownership of it once they buy it. It's being bid up over $2 million. I think it was $2.5 million at last I heard for that tweet. But now Taco Bell is getting into the NFT space by putting out NFTs about some of their tacos. As crazy as this sounds, which seems like a dumb idea, right? Introducing Taco Bell's NFT, promoting their spicy potato soft taco, can now live in your hearts, stomachs, and your digital wallet. So they're spicy. I did not know they had a spicy potato soft taco. So when I saw this article, I went up and I ran and had my lunch over at Taco Bell, because I'm like, I like potato tacos and I want to try Taco Bell's potato tacos. And when I got there, they didn't have them. I still ate something else. I had what did I have? A supreme burrito and then a bean burrito, because I wanted a potato taco. That's all I really wanted. I don't like spicy. I'm not a spicy guy. I'm afraid of the spice. I don't like spice, but I do like potato. And if they have maybe a less, you know, it's Taco Bell, so I don't know how spicy it could really be anyhow. So I probably could eat that. You get your spicy potato soft taco, and it's now an NFT. Let's see if we can find them. They are on Rarible.com. Here they are. There's the ever crunching taco NFT. And here is the transformative taco. And here's the gimme taco. Gimme that. That's the gimme that taco. And here's 105, and this one's 105, and you can buy it. What's the highest bid on this one? Let's see. For this little taco, the highest bid right now is, oh no, $459. I mean, I like tacos, but really? 105, it's got a dollar sign in front of it. So $459.13 is the highest bid right now for this. Kind of cute, you know, funny little thing. It's a taco with potatoes in it and lettuce or guacamole or whatever there's that, with a background of fire. And then what looks like sort of SpongeBob eyes that look adoringly at it from the side. So there you go. So there's your little piece of electronic art and NFT from Taco Bell, and you can have it. One of them, 1 of 5 of this thing for $459 is still the current bid on that. So go get yourself some taco NFTs. Okay, so I think that's probably it for today. I'm going to wrap it up. So do me a favor, if you like this video and you think other people might like it, hit a thumbs up. If you hate it, well, screw you, you know. You didn't have to watch all the way to this part, because this is, you know, at the very end of it. But thank you for watching anyhow. If you got this far and you hated it, maybe you just love to hate it. I don't know. And if you love to hate it, then you love it. So give it a thumbs up, and then subscribe to this channel, because if I get enough, you know, subscribers, I'll do more and more and more of these. And then if there are any affiliate links in the description, if I feel like putting them in there and I find them, go ahead and click those. and make a comment. Tell me what you like about the way I'm doing this, because this is my first, which, hey, maybe I'll turn this into an NFT and then you can buy it along with your NFT taco for $459. That would be awesome. Or even more so, if you buy it for $2.5 million would be also awesome. But I don't even know how to do that yet. So I'll have to figure out how to create an NFT of my very first video on cryptocurrency Rex. And so that's it for this show. As we say in the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin industry or community, I'll see you at the top or from the top. And hopefully it'll be